everyone, and welcome to Booming Encore's Learning Bites. My name is Susan Williams, and I'm the founder of Booming Encore. And today I'm delighted to welcome Pete Finlon. Pete is a certified retirement and transition coach who works closely with financial planners and advisors in supporting their clients in the non-financial aspects of retirement. Pete is joining me today to discuss some signs as to when you may need a financial advisor and how you go about looking for one. Welcome, Pete. Great to have you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, Pete. So what are some of the signs that may help someone figure out whether they actually need a financial advisor?
I think the number one thing that jumps out is when the world feels confused financially, and things like maybe your spouse has a 401k and IRA, but you have a retirement pension. You've got an inheritance. You've sold a house. All of a sudden, you're going to be on a fixed budget. All the plans you thought you had and things were easy now become a little more complicated. Throw in tax issues, throw in Social Security here in the US, and you throw in some other types of things like the healthcare system, and maybe there's some better things to look at face to face with somebody than you were looking at.
And what about like even knowing that you've got enough for retirement? Could a financial advisor help you with that?
I think that's the biggest myth. What is enough? And a lot of people go, oh, I think I have enough. Well, you may be looking at old data and thinking, well, this is what we spend and this is what we can afford to still do. But the big answer, what is enough? I think defining your lifestyle first as individuals and as couples and as a family. Remember, a lot of people now are waiting longer to get married, waiting longer to have kids. And so the fact that they're living longer, their parents still may be around. There's a lot of other things that come together around financial planning that you may not have thought about. Somebody with a clear head and not emotional, like a financial advisor, would be an asset.
Okay, terrific. So lots of questions, not quite sure how to approach this. So what are the different types of financial advisors or planners that are out there that could possibly help support you?
There's anything from like we call robo investing, where you go online and you can kind of plug in some numbers and come up with something. And then there's ones that deal with a lot of different areas. I think classifying your situation. Are you still in the accumulation phase? Are you in the distribution phase? Are you in somebody's mindset of, well, I need to estate plan along with tax plan, along with I still want to work. So you have to identify yourself personally and then start doing the interviewing to pick the right financial advisor.
Okay, so if someone decides that they actually need a financial advisor, how should they get started? Where should they go? What should they do?
I think number one, ask around. Friends and family are a great choice. And then, I think no less than 3 people should be interviewed when you're looking. And once again, it's your money, it's your life. And I think in many cases, it's refreshing that you tell them, we're looking for a financial advisor. We're looking for someone that fits. Also, the dynamics of the financial advisor firm. Are they going to be a hub of your overall life, or are they just going to be a spoke and somebody you go to? I think when you look at a financial advisor, also, are they 65 themselves? Are they going to be glide sloping away from managing your money? Is there a transition plan at the firm? Women is one of the most overlooked groups, I think, in financial advising and planning. And you need to have that blend that works real well, and that I like that person, I trust that person, and I have other people that have said positive things about that person.
So speaking about trust, I mean, it is absolutely critical. I mean, we're talking about people's, financial situation and livelihood. So what are some of the checks and balances you should really be doing when you're actually looking for a financial advisor?
I think that with the internet today, there could be an overwhelming amount of noise and gray matter, but also I think there's some great abilities to check somebody out. You can put them in the US, broker check, and you'll look and see what they've done in the past. Have there been any red flags? Other things you can look up is how many people are in the office. Are they a big box? Are they a mom and pop? You can get a lot of information before you even have to pick that phone up to make the first appointment.
And so I'm assuming you should be sticking with sort of firms that are tried and true, that have had some sort of track record, like longevity. Is that something to be concerned about?
I think longevity is good. That's a real thought-provoking question. But I see a lot of people that are father-son, father-daughter, or people that have been in business a long time where the senior partners maybe now at 10,000 feet looking down, and the people doing things day to day. So I think the dynamics of the firm fitting with the dynamics of your personal needs will be the key. The trust comes from that fit. Yeah, I'm sorry. The trust comes from that fit.
And so I know you mentioned family and friends, but should you also ask for references? Is that important or not?
I think it is, but I wouldn't put a lot of depth in, because they're not going to give you a bad reference.
Yeah.
So I think looking at saying, well, what's the average household portfolio look like? What's the, if you have 400 people under management, what are the average, portfolio values? Other things are fees. Are you going to be doing a management fee? Are you going to do a fee for service where when I ask you to do something, you bill me separately that way? I mean, there's a lot of dynamics. A lot of the financial advisors are moving to the management fee. You take a % of your total portfolio value and pay them that on an annual basis. And they do everything for you.
And they have to actually be very forthcoming about these fees, do they not?
Correct. Everybody needs to be fully disclosing. They need to be looking out for your benefit. And you hear the word fiduciary. It's thrown around a little too loose for my good, but it's important that they look out for your benefit first.
Okay, so this is a very serious thing to undertake. So it's so if I could just kind of summarize, one, really check it out, find out from family and friends who they're possibly using, make sure that you interview a number of different people, ask the right questions, check their certifications. And you mentioned the one in the US. We'll also provide the one here in Canada to make sure that whoever you're dealing with has actually been certified and has no negative records against them. And finally, make sure you understand their fees. And I would also suggest their service levels is something too, like how quickly will they get back to you? So if you put a call in, how quickly can you expect to hear back from them? Do you agree with that?
I agree with you. That wrap up on the last part. You want access to those people. And I think that's important. Some people go, oh, I got to go do my annual review. Well, what if you have a little question during the week and you want someone to get back to you? I mean, a lot of these firms have assistants 2 levels deep. They have marketing personnel. They have Medicare specific people, Social Security specific people. So, when you look at that, analyze your needs. But I think your last comment, the personal touch has to be there.
And speaking of which, how often should you get reports? Like, is there a standard reporting or is that something that you can actually ask for?
Well, on the standard reporting, everything now is pretty much available online. I mean, I could look at what my portfolio is doing on a daily basis and as it changes. But then they give you, and the other thing is in this world, do you want, email access reports, paperless, or do you like hard copy? And then the other thing is, are they offering tax advice? So that comes at the end of the year. But I'm kind of a blend of, I like to keep things in front of me on my computer, but I like to have the hard copy stuff to sit down, scrub, highlight, and then have that be part of the discussion when I meet with them.
And that's actually another critical point I think we should probably make sure people are aware of. Even though you have a financial advisor, you're still accountable for what's actually going on. So you do need to, review this and keep them under check and balance. Is that not correct?
Yeah, I think that's super important. And as a couple, even if one is the dominant, person that maintains the finances, the other person needs to take a little bit more of a, well, I need to learn a little more about this. And that's the thing. Well, the financial advisor encourage couples both coming in at the same time, looking at them. And I mean, looking at them, looking at each going, did you understand what I just said? I know you did, but did you understand what I said? And really make sure that it's a close-knit decision for all parties concerned.
Yeah, and I think you hit on a really good point, because both, especially in, a situation with a partner, both need to be well aware, because heaven forbid something happens to one or the other and only one person was actually aware of what was going on. It can be a very big risk situation to a couple.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well, is there anything else that you'd like to add, Pete, before we say goodbye?
No, I mean, for this short period of time, you hit on so many salient points that I think, once again, research, study, evaluate your own personal self, and pick the right financial advisor.
As they always say, knowledge is power. So, be powerful. This is your money. This is your livelihood.
Absolutely.
You are responsible for it. So do not take any decisions lightly, is I think the rule of thumb here. Well, thanks so much for your time, Pete. It's been great speaking with you.
All right. Thank you so much. I enjoyed it. Take care.
And to everybody out there, I hope you find this information valuable and helps you live your best booming encore. Bye for now.